Ooh, look at this. This is the last breakfast, isn't it? For a little while.
The last breakfast, don't make me cry, Scotty.
Hi guys, how's it going? This is my mum.
Hi.
And yeah, this is my last day in the UK. It's been an amazing week so far. It's been a crazy week. And yeah, it's been good. I haven't been able to get you see you too much, have I? But it's been nice.
It's been brilliant.
We've had this morning together.
I nearly cried, didn't I, when I saw you, but I managed to hold it back.
Yeah. So
since he's left home, he's a great chef. I think I haven't tasted it yet.
So yeah, we just made breakfast together. The last breakfast. So you haven't seen me in 2 years, have you?
2 years, yeah. Before that, it was 2.5, was it?
Yeah, before that was 2.5, yeah.
I had you home for 6 months.
Yeah.
Which was amazing.
Doing
stupid things like booing each other.
Yeah. Scaring each other.
A lot of laughter.
I do that to Ali all the time.
I've always done it.
Yeah.
I used to do it to my grandma. I used to think after I grew up, I used to think, oh my God, how come she didn't have a heart attack?
That's funny. So what do you think of all my travelling?
I think I am so happy for you that you're out of this rat race and you're out doing something I've never done. I've never travelled.
Yeah.
And still want to in a way, but might never get around to doing, you know, I won't ever get around to doing how you're doing it. And I just think it's brilliant, darling.
Do you remember when
I just thought of something, sorry.
Go on.
Dirk's attitude is, when's he going to get, Dirk's attitude is so funny, that's my brother. He goes, well, it's just selfish, isn't it? When's he going to come home and get a proper job? If everyone did what you're doing, it just wouldn't work, would it?
Is that what you said? Yeah.
I suppose you're just jealous, Dirk, because you're not doing it.
Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Did he? That is hilarious. That is funny.
Yeah. I said you're just jealous.
So, back in November 2012, when I had that big car accident, didn't I? Remember that? That was pretty scary, wasn't it?
Yeah, I didn't really take much notice. I tried to just block it out.
Did you?
Yeah. And you showed me where the tree was and that, and it was like...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I sort
of...
You
remember me with a whiplash, didn't you?
Yeah, I have like flashbacks at thinking what the other side of the story could have been, doesn't it? You just can't bear thinking about it when you're a... You know.
I think that was the tipping point for me, wasn't it? Planning to actually go.
Yeah, well, I realised all that even clearer when you did your video on it.
Yeah.
How it had given you the money to...
I think for me, once I got that money in, and once I'd realised once I actually thought about what actually happened and how lucky I was, that was the point where I was just like, right, I'm going to go. And do you remember when I went home that day after work and I booked the flights and I came down and I was like, I booked the flights one way to Bangkok?
I think you talked about it for a while, but what impressed me was you suddenly started, you did that, and you really planned it. I had like a whiteboard on your bedroom wall.
Yeah. And
you really, and that wasn't, I didn't know that was part of your character at the time, was like totally planning something that well, and it was, you know, you looked into it all and all the planning you did about what bag to get, and that worked out for you, didn't it? Because that bag was amazing, wasn't it?
The bag was amazing. Looking back now, I did a bag video the other day. Looking back now, the bag was way too big because I thought at the time, I need all this stuff to take with me, otherwise I'm not going to be able to survive. But I didn't actually. I could have just took a smaller bag.
But was it not right for? So
it worked really well, you know. I think you always make a mistake with your first backpack, but it worked really well. It was just too heavy, you know, carrying it around. I couldn't carry it for more than a mile. Like I'd have to get a taxi or something.
It wasn't nearly as big as you, wasn't it?
It was. Yeah, it was 100. It was 100-litre backpack. It was crazy big.
And you went into so many details about how I keep this dry and that dry. You really planned it, which I think obviously makes you feel more confident. But
well, like what I'm doing now, making YouTube videos. I was watching YouTube videos and reading blogs on how to do the whole backpacking game, you know. And it's crazy how I've got to this point now where, you know, I'm teaching other people what I've learned, and it's just through experience. Like all my knowledge is just through experience. That's it. I haven't gone to a college and learn about it or anything. Like you can't do it. You have to you have to do it to realise.
And I think you've changed quite a lot as well, because before you went, I'm not saying you couldn't speak properly, but you weren't as eloquent as you are now, or knowledgeable like you are of the world. So you are, because of your experience, you're so interesting to listen to, and you've got such sort of
yeah.
It's not changed your personality in any negative way, but it's really enhanced the person you are.
I think so.
And that's pretty amazing, really.
See, before I went, I think I was quite a shy person, really. Like, I was quite, not shy.
Oh, you were shy as a small child. You were terribly shy.
Not shy as in the fact that I couldn't speak to people, but I'd never come home from work, really, and then go, oh, I'm going for a pint in the pub on my own. That wouldn't be me, would it?
No, true.
You know, but I'd do that now, you know.
Yeah, you changed a lot. You're still who you are, but as like amazingly enhanced.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think it's definitely changed me into a different person.
I think what you did, if I was your age and I decided I was going to go, I don't know if I'd have gone or not, because I think it's quite a brave thing to do. But the fact you booked that, once you booked the flight, I think that's what I said to Oliver. And I think that's how Oliver managed it in the end. Once you've booked your flight, the next thing has to happen, isn't it? But you also did it where you were getting picked up and you had your weeks in.
Yeah, because I kind of booked that flight. I've spoken about this before on my channel. I booked that flight to Bangkok, and then it absolutely like panicked me a little bit that, you know, what am I going to do? How am I going to get off the plane? How am I going to get a taxi in the middle of Bangkok? What's going to happen? You know, the language barrier. So I booked that week's meetup, didn't I? Group tour, where I got to meet everyone else.
I thought that was part of your flight as well.
They picked me up from the airport and stuff.
But it wasn't. You paid for your flight. You had paid for a flight, just you going. I didn't realise that. I thought you'd done the whole thing.
So that was really nice, and that really introduced me to backpacking and gave me the confidence to do it on my own. Especially arriving in a place like Thailand, you know, for the first time by yourself.
Yeah, it must have been brilliant.
Yeah.
I kept thinking about it because it wasn't that expensive, was it? It was about 300 and it was under 400 quid, wasn't it?
It's expensive now.
Oh, is it? And I was thinking, I wonder if there's an age limit on it. What they think if I turned up?
No.
No.
We had a 40-year-old guy in our group from Brazil.
Oh, really?
He was amazing. Yeah, he was really cool.
And have you got do you keep in any contact with any of those people you met in that first week?
I think all of them I have friends on Facebook with. I don't talk to all of them all the time, but, you know, we're not strangers. One of the girls called Megan.
I've heard you mention Megan.
We met back up with her. Yeah, she was in the Philippines when we were there, and she was off that group.
It's not the one you went on that big swing on.
No, that was Kat.
She's nice.
No, Megan was this full of life Manchester girl, and she's awesome. She is, and she was working in the Philippines in Coron. And when me and Ali went there, and I seen it on Facebook, I was like, "Oh, we're here," and so we met up and had a great time.
Nice. Did you go off with somebody when that week finished? What did you do at that point? Did you go off on your own somewhere?
We were on Koh Phi Phi, and I went off to we were on Koh Phangan, and we went off to Phi Phi. There was a group of like 5 of us
from that group,
and we went off to Phi Phi, down to Pattaya way. And after Phi Phi, we all split up. I went to Indonesia on my own, like completely on my own. And that was my first solo travel, really, the start of it.
How'd that feel like?
I really enjoyed Indonesia. It's quite, you know...
How did it feel like, that first little bit where you went off on your own?
Exciting. The nerves had gone. I was just excited.
I think I remember saying something about, after a while, it's like, I suppose in a group, you're always doing something that somebody else wants to do.
Yeah, and Bali was nice because I'd been drinking and partying for that period of time in Thailand that I booked myself into like a 4-star hotel, and like as I arrived, I was greeted with like a cold flannel for my face and like an orange juice, and they really looked after me in that hotel, which was really cool. That
was nice.
Yeah, so it was nice. And then I just used to go to the beach every day, and I met this guy who was renting out surfboards on the beach, this Balinese guy. And I just like went there every day with him, and you know, he was just there with surfboards, and he had a few friends, and he sold beers as well. And I just used to drink beers with him, and he used to rent out surfboards, and just got to know him. Like, it was really funny.
I do think about life that it's your life's enriched with people you meet, isn't it? I've got little instances where I met this young lad on a train started chatting to me. It's a funny time when Peter asked me to go and pick a car up at some car sale somewhere. I was totally out of my comfort zone. And this young lad started talking to me, and it was so lovely. You know, we had this great conversation, and little things like that, I'll always remember it, because it's sort of, you know, it's not just sitting on a train not speaking to each other like you do in this country. It's it was totally brilliant. We even had a hug when we got off the train. It's like, it was amazing, really. But you're just doing that every day, meeting new people, and I suppose you meet, I think you said something like on one of your videos, you meet less people.
I think solo travel really.
Now that you're with Alicia.
Yeah, we're not staying in hostels so much. We're not staying in that like backpacker environment so much anymore. But little things like when I flew from Bali and I was going to Australia, I was so like more confident in what I was doing that I actually got talking to a couple of like women that were next to me on the plane, which I'd never have done. I would have just stayed quiet and sat next to them and not even said hello. But I said hello and started conversation, and they were Australian. And by the end of the flight, I had their number, and they were like, if you ever come to Melbourne, let us know, and you can stay at our house.
And that's real though, isn't it?
That was real, yeah.
Yeah, but really.
And they were like, if you need any help on anything when you're in Sydney, just send us a message, phone us, and we'll help you out if you need help doing anything.
It's amazing. And people are like that. They're like that in this country. We just don't want to speak to them, do we? It's like, I don't know what it is. I think, you know, you've all got busy lives, so when you're on the bus, you think, oh, well, you know, that person's probably just...
Yeah. I mean, we speak to each other in this country, but we normally just moan to each other, don't we? If we're in the queue, and the queue's really long, we'll just turn around and go, fucking queue's really long, innit? And just moan about it.
Raining outside.
Yeah. I mean, we are a social country. Like, if we go to a pub, we can, you know, and people are chatting, you know, we can talk to people.
I went to a pub the other day, not far from here, in Ep.004. And as we walked in, this group were going, oh, hello, and, you know, they were really friendly inside. And I was going, did you know that person? She went, no. I said, but they were so, it's not the right word to say, but it felt like they were weirdly over-friendly. But it wasn't really. That's like how everybody should be. But that doesn't usually happen. Usually when you walk into a pub in a little tiny village somewhere, everybody just stares at you as if they were with you then.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's also interesting, isn't it?
It's very interesting. But now I'm closer to home now.
No, it feels much better.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never let myself think, oh, Scotty's away from home. You know, I sort of, and I love now that you do, that's made a big difference to me, because we don't talk that much, do we? Like, we don't Skype every week or every night like some people probably do.
Yeah.
But I love it now. Like, I used to watch Alicia's videos and I'd catch like an ear or an elbow, and it was so hard.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, a bit of a, oh, there, is that Scotty? Oh, yeah, that's Scotty. And you'd be brought about 6.
Yeah, before I had a YouTube channel, yeah.
And it was horrible. And then you started it, and I got myself glued to the telly, and like, it's a big telly with a short distance from the settee, isn't it? It's like, oh my God, there he is. I just sit and watch you, which is really lovely. That's good.
Because there was a period in Australia when I was working on the cattle station, wasn't there?
Oh, we talked then, didn't we?
Yeah.
That was lovely.
But there was for a little while, there was a big lapse in communication, wasn't there?
Yeah, but I found that, I don't know how I did it now. Did I,
He emailed me.
I used to ring you from the house at the side-ins. Like I did it cheaply somehow. I had some kind of deal going on.
Yeah, that was good.
That was really interesting.
The
time you went on that horse as well, it was so funny.
I'm petrified of horses. And Jamie at the cattle station got me on a horse and told me to kick it. like, you know, make it move. And it started running down this field, and I was bouncing around, and oh, it was horrible. I hated it. So scared.
It's funny, isn't it?
Oh,
Like,
it stems from when I was a little boy, wasn't it? We were talking about that the other day.
Well, there was that horse, but there was also a horse in Broadway that tried to bite your head.
Yeah.
When you were even younger.
Yeah. Me and horses don't mix, do we?
Your dad never wanted you two to be around horses. He thought it was dangerous, so we didn't, because I used to have a horse. And, yeah, they are big beasts.
I've got pictures of me as a kid sitting on them and wandering around a little stable.
Yeah, Nick used to put you on horses when you were little. And then your story when you had to kill the cow.
Oh, yeah.
And all the other cows were watching you.
Yeah, that was horrible.
You haven't spoke about it. Have you done a video on you?
I haven't done a video on that, no.
It was an amazing time, wasn't it?
Yeah. I don't think very many vegetarians and stuff will like me for telling that story. But yeah, a cow had a broken leg on the cattle station, and it would have just, you know, died of natural causes, and it would have taken quite a long time for it to die, really. And it would have just died of heat exhaustion. But yeah, I had to. Jamie had gone off to a wedding in Brisbane, and I was the only one there, so we had to put it down. And it was the only way to put it down.
You?
Well, yeah, to shoot it, yeah.
But for the non-vegetarians, what did you do next?
Oh, I'm not going into that.
You have to. It's so interesting. And how did you know? Did you happen to come across it? Because it was such a big place you were on.
Yeah, I was checking the water holes, and it was there.
Oh.
If you want to know the story, put a comment down in the description.
Oh, it's a good story.
And if there's enough comments wanting me to tell the story about the cow, then I'll tell it in a story time video.
Oh. Did you not get lost as well?
Many times.
Yeah, but it was getting a bit scary, wasn't it? Because how big is it what was the square acreage of it?
It was 80,000 acres.
80,000 acres. Yeah, how many like miles it was from A to B?
I think it was probably like from here to Evesham.
Wow. Yeah, okay. So if you didn't know where you were and you didn't have any transport,
it was pretty much a 45-50 minute drive to Toonpine, the pub, and our land went to Toonpine.
Oh wow.
So
and the widthways are sort of similar.
Widthways, not as big pretty big widthways. Yeah, probably like how many miles is it to Stratford from here?
9.
9. Probably like from here to Stratford wide.
Takes you about 20 minutes to drive.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I mean, maybe even bigger than that. I don't know. It was huge though. It was really big.
What an experience though.
Crazy experience.
And then the pub, I remember you saying, did they not used to do booking Broncos at the pub? Did they used to do rodeos?
Yeah, they had like because it was a pub with no town, so lorry drivers used to drive through there all the time. They used to do events on, so they did like horse events. They did clay pigeon shooting there.
Oh right.
They did have a rodeo at one point, like a little rodeo after one of these horse events where they got on like a little bull, not a big bull. That was funny. Oh, I went to a rodeo though in a town.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I went to a rodeo in a town in Quilpie, and that was a proper rodeo with big bulls, like real, like they go around the country doing it. Oh, the bulls there were big, and one of Jamie's mates was one of the clowns. You know.
Oh yeah, that runs around getting their attention.
I mean, that's a tough job being a rodeo clown.
They get injured.
Well, the main point of them is, so when the cowboy falls off the bull, they distract the bull so the bull doesn't go after the cowboy, because he's very vulnerable there on the floor. So their aim is to keep watching. Once he falls off, they run in and distract the bull like this. And then the bull chases them and they run away, and that gives the cowboy enough time to get up and get out of the arena. So yeah.
Cows do kill people.
And rappers do.
What?
Rappers do.
Rappers?
There was a song by Goldie Looking Chain when I was still living in Newcastle, and it was "Guns don't kill people, rappers do." It's funny.
Oh gosh, the last bit of white wheat bread, that was amazing.
So we've just finished breakfast. It was delicious, wasn't it?
Yes,
really
it was
nice.
Really brilliant. And so nice cooking together with Scotty.
Yeah.
I miss you.
Yeah, I miss you. I'll be back soon though, and you're coming over, aren't you?
October.
Yeah, you're coming over in October. So yeah, we'll end that there. Hope you enjoyed this video. I don't know whether I'm going to edit this actually. It might be nice just to have it like free rolling, but we'll see. It depends if Mum's got her mouth open when eating. We'll try and edit that out.
And whether
we could zoom in on it.
Oh yeah. My teeth, meat between your teeth.
So guys, I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. Hit subscribe down below. You can see more stuff in the description box, and I'll see you guys in a couple of days.
Can I do the Alicia thing?
Yeah.
Like.
Bye. Don't turn the camera off.
Bye.